And so I'm also charged with introducing the two of the themes. The first theme is the terrestrial carbon and water fluxes. And this theme has kind of two sub themes in it. There's a half-hour time scale and a daily time scale. And it's kind of emerged, particularly through the cyber infrastructure, how it's being handled, that these are functionally two different themes. And so those are for 35 days in the future of net ecosystem exchange of CO2 from an eddy covariance tower, evapotranspiration, the movement of water between the ecosystem and the atmosphere, and soil moisture. Soil moisture, the data from NEON, we're still working through that, and there haven't been quite the engagement in soil moisture, primarily due to issues on the data side. Most of the engagement has been through the CO2 and the evaporation side, evapotranspiration side of things. And it's across 4 NEON sites that differ in water availability. And the forecast submissions are accepted once a month, pretty much through the entire year of 2021. So what are these data? Well, here are aerial views of the different sites. So you can see that it ranges from a northeast hardwood forest with closed canopy, a Florida-based site with a kind of a savanna type canopy, a grassland system, and then all the way out to a desert scrub system. And the data are from eddy covariance towers, whereby they use micrometeorology, the flow of air across the top of the ecosystems to back out the net exchange of CO2 and water with the atmosphere. And these towers and the measurements are standardized across these sites. And this gives you an idea about the target data that is ultimately being forecasted at the 4 sites, whereby you can see some sites have been running longer, some sites have more variability, and you can also see that there are data gaps. NEON is an iterative enterprise. They're learning more about data collection and data QA/QC that ultimately, it's becoming better through time, as you can see here, as fewer gaps are being generated. You can see here, this is the desert site, a lot less kind of dynamic, and this is the closed canopy hardwood site. So it's really kind of interesting to see this. And then the daily forecasts are a little bit sparser, and that's because they have to clear certain QA/QCs. Basically, 44 of the 48 half hours during a day have to be valid observations. And so, but that time series is getting longer to available to use for generating forecasts as well. And so some keys to the terrestrial fluxes theme. One is remembering that it's submissions once a month. And important, the timing of submissions. And NEON data is not instantly available. There's a latency for NEON. NEON packages their data in monthly chunks. So say the January data becomes available mid-February. Therefore, that package contains anywhere from data that's a month and a half old, i.e. from January 1, to 2 weeks old, i.e. January 31st. And we're building those rules, that data latency is built into the rules and the protocols. And so, for example, here is January 2021. So the December data become available in mid-January. That data is now available for you to generate a forecast. But by the end of January, your forecast for all of January plus a few more days is due. So by the time you submit your forecast, it is data for a time period that has passed, but it's still data that you have not seen yet and you could not have seen. So it's a genuine forecast. But since it's going out into the future still for an extra few days, you need to use forecasted weather drivers to mimic a genuine kind of forecast. And so it's important to think about how this timing works, because it's really working around some of these data latency constraints presented by Neon. The other kind of keys to the terrestrial challenge are the 30-minute fluxes can provide like 35 days of 30-minute fluxes, especially if you represent uncertainty as a numerical like ensemble member. They can be quite large files, so you should just anticipate that. And also, this challenge has a lot of data gaps, and that's something else to consider as well when contributing to this challenge.